Hi, and welcome to this video. I had the opportunity of going to the CMS Business School, Jain University, and the ask was that I should do a session on PLSQL. I'm Subhashini Sharma Tripathi, and I'm happy that you're on my channel. Do subscribe. The content team on this channel is me and Shreya, and we hope to bring you great content around data science, analytics, AI. The first thing to understand is the importance of structured databases in business. Why is there so much of emphasis given to PLSQL? Why has it come into the limelight? And the answer is here. 80% of the business decisions are still made on the data which is stored and processed by structured mechanisms, that is, databases. So, the structured database is that which allows data to be stored in rows and columns, ensures relational databases, and um, it is only 20% of the enterprise data, but it is used for making 80% of the business decisions. On the other hand, you have unstructured data, which is used only to make 20% of the business decisions, but it does form 80% of the enterprise data. So, if you're wondering how this is, just try to save a Excel sheet with 100 rows of data and an image or a small video onto your own computer, and you will see the difference, the vast difference in storage that is required. So, one of the things that businesses often invest in is using this unstructured data by processing it, creating a structure, and then using machine learning and modeling, etc., to get the maximum business outcome. So, again, it is quite difficult to build statistical models on data which is completely unstructured, and hence a certain structure is driven so that this data can be used. Therefore, another thing that I'm trying to bring out here is the fact that the data can be divided into, of course, structured and unstructured, and there is a middle part called the semi-structured data. The new reality is the world of semi-structured data. When you look at Twitter, you look at the data in YouTube, you may feel that it is completely unstructured, but the truth is that when you extract the data, it comes out in a semi-structured format. You have the date timestamp, the person in Twitter, the name through which the tweet has been sent, the number of words of the tweet, and some further informations that could have been taken by Twitter at the point of the person's registration. So the data is always semi-structured. Even in YouTube, when you're loading up videos and you put up hashtags, or in any content and you put up hashtags, you are doing a certain type of structuring. You're telling the internet that this is the topic that you are covering, this is the area of the content. Hence, there are analytics which happen on semi-structured data, and that is the reality of most of the internet-based data or app-based data. Now, when we look at this 80% of the business PNL ROI coming from data, which is in structured databases, then the biggest or the way to access this data, extract this data, is SQL, which is structured query language. And the great part of SQL is that there is a very simple structure of the code that you can put up. And now it's pretty much like prompt engineering that's currently being covered in generative AI, where if you put the request in a certain sequence, the chance that ChatGPT will give you a better outcome is much increased. And here we have a structured way of understanding how to put together the query so that we can get the type of data and outcome from our database. So here is another pictorial depiction of structured SQL and the no SQL. So no SQL does not mean that nothing to do with structured. It means not only SQL. That means you can work with no SQL on structured and unstructured data and semi-structured data. There is not an implicit schema, but if there is, it is not that no SQL will not work out there. So, from absolutely rigid structure, we have moved to structures which could be semi-structured data or unstructured data or structured data. Right. So now let's look at the business story as it unfolds. We have a lot of players very well established for lots of years, a couple of decades now, in this space of databases, and the size of databases, the utility of databases are only increasing in this cloud era. Now, you might say how the IoT works on sensors, and sensors actually beep out data every 10 seconds or every 30 seconds, like your phone, which tells Google where you are and tracks you on the map, right? So there is all these sensors and devices to device communication are always very, very structured. And therefore, a lot of the data which is currently being created is structured, along with, of course, the creative non-structured data. This is again just an information for you to understand how the world ranks different types of databases. And PLSQL stands for Procedural Language Extensions to the Structured Query Language. It is an embedded language. You need to know SQL. It helps you devise procedures or processes which you want to repeat multiple times. It can only be executed in an Oracle database, and it was not designed to be used as a standalone language. When you look at the year 2023 and which of the database providers is top of the heap, you will notice two big names, Oracle and MySQL. These, of course, form about 50 to 60% of the market. So let's understand a bit more here, that what are we talking when we are saying PLSQL? That it is Oracle's extension to SQL with design features of programming languages. And here we can do data manipulation and query statements, which can be included in the procedural units of codes. What it does is it allows shared libraries and applications, enhancing integration and code reuse. Okay. Now, why is it come into the limelight? You saw the graph earlier, which talked about two big database servers, Oracle and MySQL. And the interesting part is MySQL is actually owned by Oracle. So Oracle, by that logic, does rule 50 to 60% of the database market. And when you look at the introduction to Oracle queries on their website, you will realize that this Oracle queries, which are used from on Oracle databases to retrieve the data, are also similar to SQL. And therefore it's all like two brands of one large organization. So I do hope this will help you understand multiple things about this database, this new PLSQL language, and how you can use it best. In the next video, we'll talk a bit more about the type of jobs in this area. Do like and comment, and do reach me if you feel there is something else that I can help you out with.